Hey, what's up? This is Dr. Taylor, and I'm a gut health expert. And I think that today there's a lot of people out there that claim to be gut health experts and can post, good educational information about this diet or this test or this product, but there's just a lot of moving pieces to gut, and you have to know what target you're aiming at because a lot of times people are aiming at the wrong target. Now, sometimes I feel like, are we doing the same thing all the time, which is like heal the gut? But we carry over 40 different products in our store that are gut healing products. We run over 12 different labs regularly on a regular basis for gut. I've got my favorites for products and for labs that we do more than the others. And I've seen thousands of different cases, and no two cases are the same. So I do think that, the thing that separates a skilled practitioner from somebody who's not is, well, what are we aiming at and why? But the solution is still heal the gut. So I wanted to give an example of somebody that I saw yesterday. And she's seeing me for seizures. And because I've seen another member of her family for seizures and had success with that. But that's what we're here for. And she's had all the brain MRIs, she's on the anti-seizure medication, she's done all the medical testing and things like that. But she even said to me, she said, after all the time in the hospital, all the tests, she said, I feel like the problem is here, pointing to her gut, not so much here. And I said, awesome, you're exactly right. Let's at least work on the gut because again, she's already properly medicated and things like that. And our goal is, of course, to get off of that. But anyway, when we look at her gut, what we found was that she doesn't have a lot of gut autoimmunity, a lot of food sensitivities. That test was pretty clean, but what she does have is a lot of bacterial overgrowth. So testing can help, tell us some of these things. And I'll show you some of the labs here. I'll start with this one, but this is our gut barrier panel. And you can just see negative, 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 negative as far as some gut autoimmunity. This is a finger prick test from KBMO. It's not the only one I use, but it is cool. This is her food sensitivities. And without zooming in on the details, you can just kind of see there's a few elevations. They're not really things that she eats regularly, like venison. The gluten, dairy, eggs, those are pretty low as far as reactivities. So it's like, hey, we can avoid those things. It's still a good idea, but that's not your problem. Then when we get to her bacteria, these are her good bacteria. So, and I'm skimming through this fast, but again, this is a GI map, a famous test, but some borderline highs even here, but now we're starting to see some highs. This is an important butyrate producer. So I commented on that and put her on a butyrate. But this is bacterial overgrowth. These are methane producing bacteria, which cause constipation, which she has. Pseudomonas, which is a biofilm builder. It can also be in the sinuses, can also be part of UTIs and things like that. But this was a stool test. Morganella, which is a histamine producer, high levels of Morganella, and Klebsiella, which is also a histamine producer. So my guess is that by working on this gut stuff, we're going to help her brain. But what are you aiming at? And how do you know how these things intertwined? There are a lot of moving pieces in the gut that can't be measured on labs or aren't supplemental things as far as dietary things like, do we need to avoid FODMAPs? Do we need to avoid histamines? How's the enteric nervous system working? How full is the histamine bucket? There's all these different pieces to gut health. And I think that the thing that makes an expert practitioner is somebody that's seen a lot of these, because I've seen 1,000 different gut cases. I've helped 1,000 different gut cases, but they've all been a little bit different. Some of those foundational principles might have been the same, but the way that we treat or support somebody with a lot of food sensitivities and a lot of autoimmune processes is completely different than the way that we treat somebody with bacterial overgrowth and some of those things that come along with that. But there are some things that tie them together, but that's just one story of a great gut example. And I'll keep you filled in on the progress, but I have high expectations for how this person's going to be doing down the road.